Good morning, y'all. Wanted to come and have a quick discussion, law of attraction stuff. I don't know if the rules have changed when it comes to law of attraction and energy, or maybe they've always been like that. Hashtag Mandela theory. Before I start this, I'm going to ask for protective spirits and Mama Kali Ma to come and be with me during this hangout and destroy anybody that tries to send me any psychic attacks or negative energy. Thank you. Anyway, because people will try to send you negative energy when you're live. Okay? And I think that's ridiculous. I think that a lot of people, do you know that most of the people that try to enslave and control and bound other people, they are bounded themselves? Did you guys know that? It's like one of the basic rules of this whole slave system that we live within. The enslaved are constantly trying to cause other people to be slaves. These are facts. So that's why you have people that literally get angry when you are able to do what you want to do, and they don't understand why they're not able to do what they want to do. Well, it's because of the general law of attraction. You're trying to control other people. By doing that, in essence, you control no one but yourself. These are facts. Okay, so that's why that is happening to you. You're trying to figure out, well, why can't I get what I want? But this person that I'm trying to oppress so heavily, they get what they want all the time. What the hell is going on here? Well, you just got to sit back and figure that shit's out. So anyway, when you try to force something, it makes it harder. And to be honest with you, I think that people generally have the consciousness, their consciousness knows that. People know and they understand that when you try to force things upon people, they're going to resist. Just one of those things that happens if you try to force a relationship, if you try to force somebody to do things. I know for me that if I ever at any point felt that anyone was trying to control me, even as a young child, I've always been like that, guys. And I know it's so frustrating to people that want to control me, but for some reason, it's just not meant to be. Like, there there may be some sort of, but if to be honest with you, if I'm going to cook dinner, I'm going to cook it because I want to cook it. I'm going to cook it because I'm hungry. I'm not going to cook it because you've terrorized me into a corner and forced me to do it. Let's put it like that. Okay? I don't like to be forced to do anything. I don't. And it freaking drives me crazy. And guess what? Most people don't. I would say probably about half. Some people do like being forced into stuff. I don't like being forced or guilt tripped or any of that. None of that shit works on me. None of it. In fact, it will make me feel as though there's some sort of reason. Why are you trying to set me up? Is that why you keep doing that? Well, maybe I ought to do it different. That's just like when I quit working at companies and began to work at home. It was the best thing for me because I am very empathic and very sensitive. So it was a good thing that I was able to work from home and not outside of the home. So that's why I started working from home several years ago. I've been working from home either for myself or different companies for the past several years. Okay. And even working from home, no one, you would think that actually having my own business has made me somewhat of a workaholic, but I've never wanted to be a workaholic for any company. Like, I just didn't, like, I gave my energy as much as I could, but I wasn't into giving more than what they were giving to me. Let's put it like that, because work from home companies, they don't really want to pay you that much, but I've been doing it and I have been getting by on that. But anyway, I'm just telling you guys, you know, trying to force me to do something, I'll do the complete opposite. That's just like when I felt being forced to, when I felt in any time as a child, when I felt I was being forced to do anything, I was always very resistant. Okay, I didn't see the value in me doing what you wanted me to do, even though it didn't benefit me. So if I could see that it was not a direct benefit to me and that it wasn't benefiting me in any kind of way, then I didn't do it. That's just like I was forced. The only thing that I have ever been forced to do was to get my GED. That's the only thing I felt like I was forced to do. But I wasn't even forced to do it. Something happened that traumatized me, and that's when I got my GED, shortly after that. Because y'all want, it's story time. Okay, there was this job I was working at, this insurance company, and it was just like the environment of the job itself that I did, like the actual duties that I did on the job, like I really enjoyed the job. I lied on my application and said that I had my GED, and I hadn't, because I had dropped out of school, guys. Yep, I had dropped out to work. I had to drop out to work. Why? Because there was not the support that I needed financially in the home. So I dropped out of school to get a job. I was 16 years old. The first job that I had was at Popeye's Biscuits. Okay, I worked at Popeye's Chicken and Biscuits. And then I went on to work for the Internal Revenue Service shortly after that. And it was because there was no money in the home for me. There was money for everything else. There was money for bills. There was money for crack. There was money for cocaine. There was money for people's cigarettes. There was money for people's alcohol, but there wasn't money for me. Okay? So, you know, and here's the thing. If you can't even afford to buy your kids school clothes, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And I just bought my kid a whole bunch of school clothes, just like not too long ago. So if you can't ever buy your kids school clothes, then something is wrong with you. Then you don't need to have any expectations for that child. There is no way that I could get up every day and force my child to go to school if I couldn't even afford to buy them a shirt or a decent pair of pants. Rational thought, no, actually, I didn't finish telling the story. Okay, so let me finish telling the story and then I'll get into that, because clearly you want me to change the subject, don't you? So first of all, the IRS, they don't require for you to have a GED or a high school diploma to work for them. The IRS does not require that. You don't have to have that. At least when I worked for them 20 something years ago. So I was working for them at the age of 16, 17, and I had not gotten my GED or high school diploma. Now, Popeye's Chicken and Biscuits, obviously, they didn't require that, but the insurance company that I was working for. So that's who I was talking about, not the IRS rational thought. Okay? So, no, I didn't have to lie about my education to work for the IRS. But for this insurance company, I just wasn't even thinking about it. I didn't realize that I could, you know, that could affect me or the job. In fact, they told me, they said it's not even required for you to have your GED or high school diploma to work at this company. But it was the fact that I lied. So they fired me. And it was a very good paying job. It was a very good job. I had just had I think my son was probably like maybe 6 months old. So after that happened to me is when I went and got my GED. And it was very easy, like taking the GED test. Like I had all of my high school education by the time I was 12 or 13. So actually, what people don't tell you is that homeschool is actually harder work. Usually kids that are homeschooled are very, very intelligent children. Most high school graduates couldn't pass a GED test. So I passed it the first time, passed it with flying colors. Not trying to brag or anything or make anybody jealous or anything like that or make anybody feel bad. I'm just saying I have to do that disclaimer because people have all kind of triggers in them because they care. They care about those things. They have like an emotional attachment to it. My education has never really gotten me anywhere. If anything, the educational part of it has held me back. But I'm glad that I got it because you needed to get into college. You needed to even take your real estate exam. You have to have your GED or high school diploma. But that doesn't show intelligence. Like people that have an education are not always intelligent. That's not always the case. Okay, some of the most well-educated people aren't smart at all. Okay, as far as in my opinion. Okay, that's just my opinion. Okay, and it's not my opinion, it's fact. You know, it's fact when it comes to that. But it's something to do so that you can be accepted in society, being an entrepreneur. Did y'all know that being an entrepreneur actually goes against the grain of society? It goes against the grain. Entrepreneurship is only accepted in certain areas of our psyche. But when you think about it, being an entrepreneur is not really accepted. It's not. When you think about it, most people prefer to work for other people. So that's why you feel so drained, because most people work for other people. That's why it's so draining to be an entrepreneur. That's why it can be draining to have your own business, because most people work for other people, and most people are going to, what's the word that I'm looking for? Most people are resistant to any kind of change or growth. Yeah, when I worked for the IRS, they didn't. I worked for them as a data transcriber. I was a typist for the IRS back in the 90s. I think it was in the 90s. And no, I did not have to have my GED. By the time I went back to work for them, though, I got my GED when I didn't get my GED until I was 24. I didn't get it until I was 24. Before that, I had jobs, I had cars, I had my own place. Paid my bills, didn't have a GED or a high school diploma. Okay, so a lot of you know, eventually I went and got that thing. It was just like, oh, let me just go ahead and get it. But other than that, I survived for years without that. I survived for y'all. I don't want y'all to see my son right now. I survived for years like that. Yeah, but a lot of people probably, like, nobody was even concerned about it. Nobody was concerned about my education. It was always known that I would end up exactly where I'm at right now, some kind of entrepreneur. You know, the richest people don't even have college educations. Did y'all know that? Some of the richest people in America or in this world do not have a traditional education. I call it a slave education. Y'all don't know anything outside of this system. I've always thought outside of the box. You know what I'm gonna do today, y'all? I'm gonna watch that movie Twins with if you're a remarkable person, you're not gonna have a cookie cutter cut out story like everybody else. You're going to have an interesting story. Yeah, hello, my name is Jamila. I am a high priestess witch. I did not graduate. I didn't walk across the stage in high school. I didn't graduate from Southeast High School with honors. I didn't. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of my story because I still made it. And the only fucking challenges that I had was the fact that I had children and the fathers didn't help. Yeah. The father didn't help with the children. And that's a huge fucking challenge for a woman to have. Thank God I had the resources that I was smart enough to have. Yeah, that can create quite a fucking challenge for anybody, for a male or a female. Am I going to spend the rest of my life punishing myself for it? No. I probably got more than you. So you gonna punish me for that? You gonna sit up here and punish me for not doing it all the way cookie cutter? Well, then kiss my eyes. Kiss my eyes. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge despite my education. Thank you, Rational Thought. You understand me, Rational Thought. I actually like you. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Like even if you could be the most college educated person, if you have 3 whole human beings to take care of, and it's all one-sided, it's the 10 of Wands, guys. I can tell when you have a man in your life that's not helping you because you'll see the 10 of Wands because she's doing it all by herself. He ain't doing shit. In fact, he's dead weight. So yeah, I've had that happen. And I don't regret anything. When I think back about what my life would have been like if I had not had children, I would probably be stinking filthy rich right now. But I'm rich in other ways. Sometimes being rich and having a bunch of money ain't all that there is. Do you understand me? I wouldn't do it over. I wouldn't do it differently. I would do it exactly the same way that I did it the first fucking time. The only difference is that I would have been doing witchcraft long time ago, consistently 24/7. I would have done it full-time trade. That's the only thing I would have did differently, y'all. And none of them men would have, because a lot of times men, they go into a psychosis to where they want you to look stupid and struggle. Some men go through that. They love to see women struggle. They love it. They love it. That's why black men are under fire, because of the amount of them, the large percentage of them that have sat back and watched their children and their ex-wives and their baby mamas suffer and struggle. They sat back and they watched and they enjoyed it like slave masters. That's why black men, that's why I don't give a shit. I'll talk about you like a dog. And it's all love, because to be honest with you, now I know that the only person that ever held me back was me. I don't even blame you for any of my downfalls. I wouldn't even give you that kind of power, brother. I wouldn't give you that kind of power. I wouldn't give you the satisfaction. The only thing that held me back ever from anything that I wanted to do was me. Okay? Okay, and I was doing what the fuck I wanted to do at that time. Any time. I ain't gonna sit up here and say, oh, well, because this person did that. Man, I've had a good time. I've lived my life. I don't live within your standards. That's the one thing about me, man. I don't live or breathe within the same fucking standards that you do. And that's probably why I don't have heart problems. That's probably why I don't have breathing difficulties, because I am not giving a shit about the same thing that kills you daily. I'm free. I have freedom from all of the shit that keeps you in chains. I ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about it. You worried about it 24/7, and we not. We not worried about it. See what I'm saying? So you can sit there and you can worry yourself into a fucking oblivion. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay? And see, that's the whole thing. Y'all got to understand that there are a lot of people that are like that. And and you know what? It's not that they don't care about anything. It's not that. It's not that they don't care about anything. It's just that they don't give a fuck about what you give a fuck about. Because what you give a fuck about is mediocre. Okay? It's anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. But can you do something amazing with your life? Can you do something amazing? Can you do something that nobody else has done? I know that some of these inventors and children that were at, do you know how many kids there are that were homeschooled that invented something and became fucking millionaires? Those are children that came from homeschooling. Why? Because they don't have the same brain wave entrapment that a lot of you have, and they were able to sit there and think of bright ideas and invented things, and they were able to do things that you or the majority of the population was not able to do. So a lot of you that are conforming, how do you know that you, first of all, if you are a person that is trying to force me, guilt me, or anything, I can feel your energy. I can feel you talking about me. I can feel you talking about my children. I am going to tell you one thing. You can't tell me nothing about raising children. Did y'all know that? You can't tell me anything. You can't tell me nothing. You didn't do it. If you had the fucking capability to do it, you would be doing it yourself. Okay? You would be doing it yourself. If you had that capability of actually raising children, you would be doing it yourself. You're not raising your children. A lot of y'all, your daycare centers are raising your children. Your schools are raising your children. And they're doing a deplorable fucking job of it, because that's not their kid. That's not their kid, so they don't give a shit about how your child turn out or what happens to your child. They don't care. A lot of you think that you're raising your children and you're not. That's not even the traditional family. That's the nuclear family. That's the Holocaust family. The actual rearing and raising of your children doesn't involve preschool. It doesn't involve, and you know what? It doesn't even necessarily have to involve a man in your life, but men do make that part of your life easier. They do help in the rearing of children, but as we can see, you know, they don't even, a lot of times when women or anybody hears about a man gonna be around your children, they want to remove him because instantly they think he gonna kill them. Because men don't have a lot of patience. The reason why a lot of these men were so afraid for Jacob is because half of the shit that Jacob does would get the fuck on your nerve, and so you can't even be around him. Just like those little noises Jacob was just making. He makes these little weird noises with his mouth. He's just doing that would drive you up a fucking wall. It don't bother me, it bothers you. See what I'm saying? This is why I was able to give birth to my son and have a peaceful birth. But I was looking through our old emails and I swear we've been getting death threats for the past 3 or 4 years. I can't wait till all those death threats come back on you. Did you know that death threats, I'm talking about when you actually threaten to kill somebody, you know that shit'll come back on you as death for you. I was looking through some emails from a few years ago, because we've been getting threatened since I think more so when we moved to Lawrence, Kansas. We've been getting threatened like a motherfucker. Death threats, terrorist threats. Those are terroristic threats. We've been getting those. Do you know that that's going to result in bad energy for you? Uh-huh. And they know that, but see, men, when you're a single mother, they instantly go into attack mode, attack, because that's what you trained to do. But you gonna get that work. I'ma send Big Mama over there to bite you up your ass if you keep trying to do it. Men don't know shit about raising a child. Men know how to raise a slave. A lot of y'all men, y'all just running around here existing. You're not actually living. You just exist. And you don't exist to me. You're not living a real life at all. I hate to be that way, but you know, some of us are literally on the scrolls list of protected. And some of you are not. That's why you're angry. Oh yeah, absolutely. But you know what? I got a spell for that. Anybody sending negative energy to Jacob gets it right back. Times 10 with sickness and death. Any negative energy you send over here, you will die. Y'all want me to show y'all what happened to my pumpkins? I know they sending negative energy here. I think those pumpkins was outside for maybe 2 or 3 days, and one of the little ones began to mold and rot maybe a few days later. If I would have showed y'all all of the flies and the bugs that were all over those fucking, it was abnormal. It was absolutely abnormal. Yeah, they sending all kind of shit over here. So it goes right back to them. It goes right back to them. I could see death on those jack-o'-lanterns. I said, God damn, somebody's sending some negative energy over here. Oh, well, I guess they gonna turn into a pumpkin. They're sending stuff over here to try to rot our bodies, our minds. They're rotten people. They're bad eggs. They're bad apples in society. They are the people that's sending it. So basically what those jack-o'-lanterns did was it soaked up a lot of negative energy. Oh my goodness gracious. I feel bad for you when that shit comes back to you. And I'll be putting my next set of pumpkins out there because for some reason they really trying me. But see, that shit that y'all doing gonna take out several people at once over where you're at. Not over here. If you didn't notice that we are very protected, you're wasting your energy. But to be honest with you, these are your choices. You have free will. The only thing my spirits have to do is take care of and protect me. You absolutely have free will to send negative energy over here if you want. I'm just telling you when you get that shit back, because it's all coming back to you. That candle just finished in the fireplace that I had going. Yeah, this person is consistently sending negative energy over here. They got OCD. See this candle? It just finished. See how it's black up at the top? But it sure did clear out that situation, didn't it? It did. It cleared it up. Okay. And I got my poison ivy on its way. My ivy leaves are on their way, and my voodoo dolls. And I'm going to do specific root work to where it's going to really, really fuck somebody up if they continue to talk. But you can tell y'all been talking. That's how they do. They talk. But see, what they do is their intent is to not create good things in your life for you. That's not their intent. Their intent is to make the exact opposite happen. Okay, and they've been doing it for years, and they know that everything that they've done has never worked for them. Never. They know that it's ineffective, but they continue to do it. The same thing with the whole race of black people. Black people will never understand why their need for negative reinforcement only harms their communities more. Your need for negative reinforcement only, because if you come to me and do some negative shit and try to force me to do anything that either I'm not capable of doing or not gonna do, or whatever it is, you are going to meet a very resistant person. I'm not going to do what the fuck you want me to do just because you want me to fucking do it. Okay, I'm going to do it when I'm going to do it. And then, you know what I hate? I hate it when people sit around and make shit harder for you. Don't help you. Don't offer you no support. That's what black people do to each other. They don't support each other at all. They just sit and talk negatively about each other. That's what you do. You make it harder. That's why I don't want to be connected with I don't want to be connected with you at all. I don't want any connection with any person that sits around and is a negative person. No, thank you. I banish you. I banish you. So, I don't know what to tell you. So, and you'll never get anywhere with me, and you'll never get anywhere in life, because trying to force me to do any fucking thing is gonna get you fucked up. You understand me? I don't like that at all. Don't try to force me to do things. Don't do it ever. I will never want anything to do with you. I will shun you. I just won't be around you. It'll almost be like you don't exist. Especially when you're not doing anything to help. Especially when your negativity is being dully noted and felt. I don't want nothing to do with it. In fact, I'm going to think that you're trying to set me up in some kind of way. I'm going to think that it's a setup for you to push that hard at something. I'm going to think it's a fucking setup, and I'm going to do exact opposite to what you think I'm going to do. Because you think I want to be accepted by you. Oh, no, I don't want to be accepted by you at all. I don't want to go along with the program. I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want friends. That's the whole thing that hurt me my whole life. People, look, mothers, real mothers, good mothers. Okay, good mothers out there. If you are a mother and you're not going to have a whole bunch of goddamn friends, a lot of people going to hate your ass because you're a real mother. If you're a weak-minded person that I just want friends, then, I just want to have a life, because as soon as I had a child, I didn't have a life. Girl, bye. If you try to get me to do something, I'm gonna do it exact fucking opposite. And then I'm gonna throw my cards and I'm gonna say, why am I feeling as though somebody's trying to force me to do this one thing? Let me throw the cards to see why. And if I can see that you're trying to set us up in some kind of way, if it's any kind of fucking setup, I don't give a fuck what it is, because there's a lot of demonic people out there. Then I'm gonna do something opposite. Okay, if I feel that it's like some kind of weirdness, like my spirits will stop me. My spirits stopped a whole lot of stuff. My spirits are stopping a whole lot of stuff that is happening, or that was supposed to happen. There is a reason for everything. Everything happens for a reason, and with good reason. So if I feel like you're trying to force me, for example, they were trying to force me to put Jacob in daycare or preschool. Now, this is what I'm saying. These people think you're stupid. These people are just so dumb. Literally trying to use the Jedi mind trick on me. Did not work. They were trying to get me and force me to put Jacob somewhere so that they could get access to him. It was so obvious. It was like, why? They were all over the internet. You need to put your boy in school. And he was only 2 or 3. So what they wanted, and then one person was even in my chat room trying to suggest a place where I should put Jacob just so that she could get her fucking pathetic pedophilic hands on him. I swear to God, God is my witness. God knows it's the goddamn truth. These people online, and then they get mad because they can't control the situation from behind a fucking computer. I'd be a goddamn fool. This person came to my chat suggesting a daycare for him. Why? Because they wanted to get him in a specific location. Why? I think it was to harm him. I think it was to harm him. And that's why I'm like, why would I was sitting there when I looked at the person in the chat room, and this person became very aggressive online and was angry at me for not going, even though there had been death threats, there have been people harassing the fuck out of us, the just totally weird weirdos. Even though all of that had went on, this person was so deluded and delusional and desperate to get her hands on my child that she thought that by her being rude to me that I was going to be dumb enough and say, okay, I'm going to take my child to this daycare that your suggestion, okay. And even though you threatened me, even though this very same person has threatened me, this bitch thought I was going to be dumb enough to take my child to that daycare. Now, why would I do that? That's so stupid. That's just like a lot of y'all will have people that will do certain shit to you and you go right back to them and be fucking cool with them. You better believe if you've done something to me the past 2 or 3 years, if I'm not telling you that we need to let bygones be bygones, and maybe I do feel that way, I'm up to something. And if you resisted to that shit, then I'm just going to do a poison ivy. I'm just going to include you in that poison ivy root work. You'll be included then. Oh, you decided instead of making amends with me that you wanted to continue on with this bullshit. Okay, well then you'll get sick. Maybe that's the way it needs to be anyway. So I've given you plenty of space and opportunity to be cool with me and to let the shit go and move forward, but you decided not to do that. So, yeah. You know how they say keep your friends closer, keep your enemies even closer, but I don't even do that. I just let my enemies know what's going to happen to them, and then it happens, and then there's nothing they can do about it. And sending me more negative energy is not going to help, stupid. It's called the law of attraction. You had no right to tread on me or trespass on me in the first place. So the person that started it truly is the person that ends up getting fucked up. If you started an unfair, unrighteous war with somebody, trust and believe you are the one that's going to get fucked in the game. So if you are my enemy and you are continuously sending me negative energy, it's just going to make it worse on yourself. Okay, do you understand that? That's what a lot of people don't understand, the art of war. This is why some people lose, some people win. Okay, those are part of the rules. Okay, Jake, would you go upstairs and finish what you were doing? Hold on, y'all. Hold on real quick. Because he's distracting me. Give me a second. All right, y'all, I'm back. I had to call some protection spirits down because if you notice, Jacob was making that noise like way too long. They do things. They do. They were sending bad psychic energy over here to me and my kids today. Absolutely. Grown ass, gay ass men. They're grown, they're gay, and they're coming to a spiritual place near you. We are gay and grown and basic, and we will be heard. No matter what. I'm not gonna be ignored. Remember that shit? Remember on that movie? Y'all remember that? Remember the movie with Glenn Close, when Glenn Close was like, I won't be ignored. That's these people. They won't be ignored. They will be heard no matter what. And if they have to attack your children, they will do it. And this is when you put up, you can, it definitely, that spell work that I am working, I haven't done the second part of it, but it's almost done. It's already kicked into gear. You attack my kid, you're going to get sick. Okay, you can tell by the stains on my altar that I've already started on it. See that? There's red and black candle reversals that I've done. You can tell that they're definitely throwing negative energy. None of it is working. Still make my money. So this is a money candle that I did. Okay, you can tell that they're still doing that. Oh, look at that incantation on that thing. Look at that. Look at that. So they just waste their energy is what they do. They're wasting their energy. It's a waste of energy is what it is. So, yeah. It's typically the elder males in the family that cause problems to the younger children. It's either the elder males or the elder females. They're doing something, they're saying something, they're affirming something, they're talking about something. You know what I'm saying? Because they have nothing else better to do. And the whole time people like this will always and have always been toxic to their children, because literally they're so fucking toxic to the kids that the kids don't do what they tell them to do. So what they want the kids to do, they end up doing the exact opposite, and that's just the way that it is. The fact that this person is grown and you even still call them a kid is sick within itself. It shows that you're not dealing with reality. Okay, so a lot of these people are very demented with dementia. They do have dementia. Told y'all about that. Just very demented people. You can't depend on those people for good information at all. Okay? So yeah, I'm going to find out why there's this energy and almost like trying to force me to do certain things. And if I see anything that leads me to believe that it's some kind of setup, like a setup to be murdered or something like that, then I won't conform to it. Then I won't do it. We'll do it a different way. And unfortunately, it's just the way that it has to be sometimes, okay? Just the way that it has to be sometimes. I am not going to be giving you any indication of Jacob's education. It's too much of a security risk. I've already told too much about what I plan to do with my son in school. It can't be discussed on YouTube, obviously. I'm sorry. I wish that I could come and discuss this shit like normal folks. But unfortunately, we can't. You can't say, oh, she gonna homeschool him. She gonna do something crazy. No. Well, what if I did decide to homeschool him? What if I did? How would that be any of your business? Okay? Why would you have something negative to say about that and send negative energy in order to make it harder to homeschool? That's why I don't like you people. But I have plans of what I'm going to do with Jacob with school, and I don't plan on discussing them online. It's none of your business. This isn't your child. You don't pay his bills. You don't pay for him. You don't do anything for him. So the being that we were stalked, harassed for a few years and threatened everywhere we turned, we're not releasing any private information online. Okay, let's put it like that. We're not going to do that. We're not releasing any of that private information. That's private information you guys keep asking about online. And clearly it's very sensitive information. So a lot of people will say, well, who are you? You're nobody. Well, evidently I'm somebody because for 2 or 3 years, I mean, it was ridiculous. I was doing some research in my email, and come to find out, we have been getting death threats since we moved to Lawrence, Kansas. So, yeah, you know, and no, it's not normal, and no, it's not our fault. Perhaps if the police and the FBI would finally do their job to stop these people from terrorizing us, then we may be able to live a normal life. But it's some kind of terrorist group, guys. It's a terrorist group that is attacking and terrorizing us constantly. If they're not sending physical death threats, they're sending death threats through the spirit. So our lives are not like your life. We're different. Okay? Evidently, we're special. Evidently. Somebody told me, you ain't special. Shit, evidently we are. Evidently we are. So I don't even want to hear it no more. I won't be giving them any clue as to where my child will be. Unfortunately, it's just not in the cards for me to do things like that, like a normal fucking person. Okay? Because these people have decided that they were going to make things as fucked up as possible for me to even prevent me from even doing things like a normal fucking person like you all want to be. Okay? And you've done nothing. You've done nothing but allow the perps to control the whole situation. Society, who falls for anything. So we're done with all that. We're so done with all of that. We're done trying to play dumb. We're done with all the gaslighting. We're done with the bullshit, man. You people are fucking terrorists. And what you have done to certain people, like this gang stalking shit, y'all keep blaming it on the government, man. That ain't our fucking government, man. Those are fucking terrorists. Those are fucking terrorists, man. Domestic and non-domestic fucking terrorists. That's who the fuck that is, man. Goodbye, stupid. I didn't notice that you had that stupid ass. You can't tell nobody where they kid need to be. You will not ever fucking force me to do anything. You understand me? You can't ever force us to do anything, you stupid fuck. You couldn't even do it for yourself. Yeah, fatal attraction. You a fucking idiot. You know that? The person that's in here called That Boy Better Be in School Come August, you a fucking idiot. You see what school did for you? You know what your education turned you into? A fucking stupid ass online stalker and a fucking troll. Oh God, I so want my child's education and everything about him to be decided by this friggin' idiot who is in here under an account called That Boy Better Be in School Come August. Yeah, you're really gonna determine what somebody's kid should do when you're a fucking idiot who's made up a fucking troll account with that name. Yeah, I really want my child to go and have his brain nuked like yours obviously was. Yeah, that's what I want to happen to my kid. I want my kid to become a gang stalker like you or a gang member. That's what I want my kid to do. I want my kid to be a weak-minded pansy in a fucking chat room under the dumbest fucking troll account name looking stupid. Yeah. I want my son to one day go around, stalk people that he doesn't know, and go online and make an account, a troll account called that. That's what I want my kid to do. I want my kid to be just as fucking retarded as you. Right. Or do I want my kid to be above that? And then above your pettiness. You're just a petty bastard is what you are. You don't give a shit about my kids. Don't come to me with that shit, man. And guess what, honey? That boy better be in school come August. Why is it that my son is more intelligent than you and he's only 17? Why is that? Why is he already a better man than you? Huh? Why is that? Why is he already a better man than you and has more happiness in his life than you? You know why? You know why? Because he's not you. He doesn't have to go through the same thing that you're going through. Your life is so fucking pathetic, I swear. It really is. The way you people sit around and harass children, you're sick. And you're a fucking terrorist. That's all you are, is a goddamn terrorist. And you know what? There's anti-terrorism spells too. It is. Hold on, y'all. Anyway, y'all, what I was going to say is that perverts actually make you hug your children closer. So what these people did was they began to talk very perverted about me and about my children. And that shit like really fucked with me. I don't like that. I'm not into children. I'm not into children, into touching children. I'm not into that. So these people were really fucking disgusting and satanic towards a mother, and society sat back and watched them do it. Okay, well then fuck you, society. You sat back and you watched these disgusting ass niggers. You sat back and watched them fucking flock around a child in the most perverted fucking manner, and you did nothing. You didn't give a shit as long as it wasn't happening to your children. And then you want to come in here and you want to expect me to trust anything that, in fact, that person that came in here doesn't actually want me to send Jacob to school. They don't. That's why they do it. It's almost like a backwards type of thing that they're doing. Okay, it's very backwards. It's very sadistic and satanic. For some reason, satanic people think, it was just like I said, like about two weeks ago. Remember when I said that I don't work with Satan? I don't. But for some reason, Satan, and I believe that Satan, you know, on some level is possibly a real God. Who knows? But for some reason, Satanists As soon as you become a witch, they start trying to recruit you. As if Satan is the only God that exists. And for some reason, Satan thought that he owned all witches. So this is a very satanic group of people that are after me. I don't give a fuck about you. You have no protection. You are connected with the bottom of the fucking barrel. You're not under any God scrolls list of protected beings. You're not. You're not. You're scourging. You're the scourge of society. The people that do that thing. And even these so-called Christians, there's satanic Christians out there. Very satanic. Christian people are the most satanic. Why? Because they believe that Satan has power over them. You fucking kidding me? So this is the type of people that I'm dealing with, while at the same time with a hidden agenda. They're not going to tell you their real agenda. They're not. They're not going to tell you their real agenda. I know what their real agenda is. That's why I won't be sending Jacob to public school. That's why I'm not going to send either one of my children to public school. So, yeah, we're going to cancel all that. Neither one of my children are going to public school. Ew. No, thank you. Okay, you do that to your kids and you see what keeps happening to them. For some reason, you know, some people is meant to do all that and some people is not. Okay, and you can tell because, you know, I don't know. Yeah, that's sad American education. It's almost as bad as the standard American diet, standard American education. Okay, is what I call it. Yeah, we're not going to do the public school system. Public school system means that we know where your child is every day, all day, and we can do whatever we want to them. They are trying to recruit for the school to prison program. It's what it feels like to me. I don't give a shit what you say. What you gonna say? You gonna say I'm crazy? It is within my American right to not do what you want me to do. In my spiritual right, I don't have to do what the fuck you want me to do. Okay? There is a standard, and you know what? Some of these men sell their kids out. If you have a child with a man, in particular a son, that man can go and try to sacrifice your child. Yeah, of course he sacrificed his child. He don't give a fuck about his kid. If he did, he would have been there. And you sitting up there thinking, well, that's that daddy. But see, daddy is there. Daddy actually shows that he loves you. Daddy don't disappear when daddy loves you. Okay, that's what y'all got to understand about your so-called God. If God loved you, he would fucking be here. If your God loved you, if Jesus actually loved you and gave a fuck about you, he would have came back. He doesn't. Why? Because you don't know how to fucking make the right decision. You think it was meant for Jesus to die on that cross? Man, you all are cursed. And you don't mind saying it. You don't mind living it. You don't mind. It's on you. There are some men that can sell your kid into the program. So what they're going to do is they're going to set your kid up with some kind of fucking person, aka friends. Okay? Friends. Everything is a program these days. Anything a part of that program is working against you. Anytime they're trying to formally force you, like you can feel it through the spirit, because they want your child's energy. They want your child's soul. Yes, they do. Especially a black boy. Okay? So what they want to do is they want to get your child caught up on school grounds. And there's going to be another child there that's demonic, that is very good at mind control. And the next thing you know, your child done went to school and done went to prison. So hey, my spirits tell me a lot of shit. When I woke up this morning, we were almost in the middle of getting him in public school, but Spirit told me, they said, they trying to set you up. They said, this is a setup. That's what my spirit told me. It's a setup. It's been a setup. Ever since you left your hometown, it's been nothing but a constant setup. Why? Just because. Just because. Just because people are a piece of shit. The whole thing was a setup. And people say, well, just give up. Just give it up. I mean, if the daddy don't love it, well, then the daddy can die. Any of your baby fathers can just die. Shouldn't be your kid that something bad has to happen to. It's going to be the father. The father of that kid that sold the kid out, that's trying to set the kid up, that literally does nothing for his kid, has offered no support, no support spiritually, has made things consistently harder. That parent is trying to sacrifice their kid. You know, as some of you, let me tell you something, some of you that have sperm donors, why is that man really donating sperm? Is he just being noble and nice? Maybe he's trying to sacrifice your kid's energy. Maybe that's what he's doing. Who knows? Okay? No, I don't believe that a child needs both mother and father. I believe that a child needs a sensible parent. Okay, and if there's one or the other, then that's fine. I'm not going to sit up here and say what somebody needs. Wants is a totally different story. Need is a totally different story. Okay, we're not going to push that campaign. We're not. You're not. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about becoming a feminist again. Don't nobody need you fucking men. You motherfuckers make shit harder. In fact, inviting you in, the mother goddess hated the fact that I even invited you into my life and is now punishing me for it. The decision that I made to give any man any kind of dominion over me has been held ever since then. And I've been trying to clear that shit out of my life, and I will never fucking do it again. You men, is something wrong with you. Every man that's over the age of 25 is something wrong with him. You're fucked up. For you to be so fucking arrogant, and you didn't hold nobody in your womb, you didn't do nothing. For you to be so goddamn arrogant and want a place in a home, but you're going about it the totally wrong way. You have literally terrorized women. It's domestic terrorism. Men have terrorized women into wanting a man in the first place. It's terror. You tried to force us instead of just living in peace and harmony. You want to give us all of the scary shit and scare the fuck out of us in order to get us to accept your ass in the home. And then when it boils down to it, there's not even enough of you to fucking go around. You know what pisses me off? I was looking at this one thing where this person was saying something about women. They don't say nothing to what was this thing that this person was saying? They don't say nothing to black women who date outside of their race, but they're always saying something to the men. Well, I can tell you why. This is because statistically there's more women than men. So when you do the math, if you clump one race of a person together, and you do the math, and then also you do the statistics to how many black men there are without any sense. Most of them came out of high school. Most of these men that ain't got much fucking sense, most of them graduated from high school too. You notice that? Ain't got no fucking sense, and you don't fucking want them. They're annoying as hell. Those are the ones with the worst luck, the worst energy. Not worst luck, but the worst energy. They have the worst energy. The ones that came out of high school, the one that came out of college with this fucking, sorority shit. Those are some of the worst men ever. Now, I don't want no man that's been in prison either. But to be honest with you, a lot of women are preferring those men because a man that is just so fucking, you're annoying. You're annoying. That's the problem. You're annoying. You don't even want to allow a woman to be a mother. You believe in the fucking slave system. The slave system is have a child, get somebody else to take care of it. That's what slave masters did. Did y'all know that? Did you really think that any of those fucking white slave master women actually fucking raised their kids? No. It was the black women that was raising them kids, nursing them kids with their titty. Y'all don't want to talk about that, do you? You want to do some bullshit hashtag Mandela effect to where you gonna make it one thing better. No woman wants a man that's in prison, but to be honest with you, a lot of y'all are in prison in your mind any fucking way. A lot of you are. And I understand that you work, like I appreciate the man that I met that has a job. He works very hard. Okay, he does. But his job actually kind of pulls him away, which is fine, you know. Yeah. It's kind of hard for them to balance that sometimes. But no, who wants a man that's in prison? He can't be there for you. Jamila, have you heard about the missing 3-year-old girl out of Dallas? I was wondering if you have any feelings about her. What's her name? Yeah, don't nobody want a jailbird. Nobody wants any of that. Nobody wants any of that. People want people that have good spirits, good karma. Nobody wants somebody that's running around here with a bunch of bad energy around them. If you have it, then you need to be smart enough to remove that hex from around you. If you're not smart enough to remove it, if you won't listen to people, if you're just running around like a chicken with a loose neck, then that's what's going to happen to you, man. Nobody wants you if you're like that. Why would I want a man right now that's in prison? What can he do for me? No, rational thought. None of the people that decided to do what they did to me, which was a part of the slave program, none of those people were forced to do that. Those people made choices to do that. None of the men that decided to judge me instead of being a man and being there for me, none of those men were forced into doing that. They did it on their own. Nobody was doing that. When I broke up with my ex, I did it on my own. Why? Because he was laying hands on me and he was a fucking drunk and a drug addict. Then nobody forced him to do drugs and drink. He did that shit on his own. So during slavery millions of years ago, but a lot of these men, I don't care what you say. A lot of these men, they were lazy and they had a lot of self-hatred and they didn't want to do it. Prison is a lazy motherfucker. You give up. You gave up on life when you went to prison. That's what you did. You gave up. And now you don't have to take care of yourself. The system takes care of you and you're okay with that shit. You're not out here fucking working hard and shit having to deal with life. That's why I don't want to hear nothing that nobody got to say that's in goddamn prison. Shut the fuck up. If I decide to put some money on your goddamn books, it's a fucking deficit. You create debt in your fucking life when you investing in a person that is in prison. Fuck out of here with that shit. They didn't think about themselves. They didn't invest in them fucking selves. Did they? Did they think about themselves or you or the fact, did that man, before that man did something that winded him up in prison, did he think about how you were going to survive before he left? No, he was only thinking of himself. And to some of these men, they're just prison whores. They want to go into prison and so they get sex anytime they want. They have sex with the guards. If anything, prison is a fucking vacation to some of these men. Prison is easier, the way that society has made it, especially for black men, it is easier for them to be locked up in prison than at home having to actually bear the fucking responsibility of what they created. So shit, what do you want me to do? Nobody forced these men to make those fucking decisions that they made. I don't know what to tell them. I'm just keeping it real with you. I don't know what to tell you. Don't sit up here and then it's like you ain't doing shit. You're stagnant. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. A person in prison, they can tell me, oh, I read several books, good. Oh, I got my education in prison, good. But don't judge me, motherfucker, because I actually had to live out in this world and pay bills. In fact, when you're in prison, the society is taking care of your ass anyway. Now, I actually had a man that was trying to be fucking judgmental of me, and his ass is fucking in prison. Fuck out of here, dude. And on a regular basis had somebody stalking and fucking harassing me, trying to make shit harder for me, even though I'm the one that gotta live out here. And then try to control where I live. Try to dictate to me where the fuck I should live. All that shit that y'all judge me for, you can kiss my ass for it. Anybody trying to judge me about the way I educated my children, fuck your public schools. Fuck your fucking opinion. I bet you my children are going to be more successful than yours. And yeah, they will be college educated. They will have a trade. But I bet you when we look up 10 years from now, how much you want to bet my children that I raised are going to be more successful than yours. All four of them. Even though they're doing it in a different way, my children will be more successful because your system is coming down. That whole educational system is falling apart and failing, especially this whole thing to where you gonna have a baby and take it at 6 weeks old to a child care facility with people that you barely know. This is sad for you and your child that you have to do that. You're not making it in society when you have to do that. I'm sorry. That's not okay. A lot of y'all say, well, a child needs a mother and a father. Yes, but the father is sending the woman back to work at 6 weeks. This is pathetic. This is pathetic. The Family Medical Leave Act in the United States is fucking pathetic. And what did Obama do but Obamacare? He didn't do shit. He made shit harder on women. He made a more cancerous environment for women is all that he did with all of that shit. You're going to force more stress. The more stress women are under. Stress is the #1 killer. It's not your diet that's killing you. It's not anything. It's the fucking stress that you put on each other. But you people won't listen. You just go along with the program because you can't wake up. You can't wake up. A lot of you don't even realize why the educational system was even set up. It was set up for parents that didn't want to fucking be bothered with their children. When you think about it, children are usually at school for 8 hours a day. Hello, this is the industrial industry. This is industry. This is a place that wants to get paid for 40 hours a week. So that's why they force your child to be there for 8 hours per day. Okay, but when you research it, you can actually educate your child in less than half that time. So automatically, when you say you're homeschooling your child, people think that you're talking about what they do in them fucking brick and mortar buildings. No, if you're doing homeschool education, you only need to work with that child 2 to 3 hours a day, which when you think about it, parents are doing it anyway. Jesus Christ, what is it that I have to keep telling you people? Oh, the more I teach you, the dumber you get. You just want somebody to watch your kid all day, which means that I don't know what the fuck did you do to them to where you can't leave your kid alone for 1 fucking hour a day. When you homeschool your child, you don't have to, you're not sitting there in front of a fucking chalkboard for 8 hours. You only need to, you do that in less than half the time. It's the same difference as if your child were to come home and say, Mom, help me with my homework. Same fucking difference. Comprende? Like, y'all don't get that because your mind is so stuck. So when you are non-conforming and when you don't even have to do that, and honestly, you don't have to do it. So why are you torturing? So why are you in here trying to torture me? That boy better be in school come August. Yeah, I want my child to have the same vernacular as you. You sound very dumb and uneducated. You can tell by the handle. So yeah, I want to sign my kid up for that. How can I sign my kid up for the stupid? I want my kid to be dumb and uneducated like this person that comes to my chat room under a fucking troll account. Yeah. Where do I sign up? Fuck out of here. So I'm just telling you. I'm not sure what her name is. Her dad placed her outside at 3 a.m. as punishment for not drinking her milk. He decided to go look for her. 5 hours later, she was gone. He killed her. He killed her. I believe he killed her. Or either he had rapists or either some kind of child sex traffickers come and pick her up. Is what I think happened. That's what I'm getting. That's the feeling that I'm getting. Now, I may or may not be wrong, but that's the first thing that Spirit told me. First of all, a 3-year-old sitting your child outside, I would have... Who the fuck does that to a fucking 3-year-old? To me, that don't sound right. They need to arrest him and interrogate him. They need to give him a lie detector test and see what the hell's going on. Something ain't right with that. I suspect something ain't right. And first of all, I think that the father is perverted, because why do you want to force your child at 3 a.m. to drink milk? Yeah, he should have been arrested for child endangerment. He probably did something to that child. Okay, yeah. And men get away. You notice how, have you noticed that literally there's crazy people in society that do stupid shit like that to kids? And literally, if I ever catch you saying men do it more or women do it more, or if you're going back and forth saying men and women, it was the men that did it. It's not even, it has nothing to do with gender. It's just a fucking crazy person that doesn't have a lot of morals. That's just like if you're a person that sat back and watched a little baby get attacked, you're more than likely to harm a child. If you're sitting behind your computer and you're looking at a famous person's children, okay, and you're making up all kind of delusions saying that this child is not real, more than likely you may have some kind of fucked up shit about you that could lead you to harming a child. Trust me, they know the psychosis that people go under. I think she's gone too. I do. I think that he killed her. I think he killed that little girl. So if they don't find her quickly, they'll more than likely find her body. So yeah, that's sad. It just is sad. It really is. But you know what? It's a program. The whole entire program, have you noticed that they try to program you against your children? And they don't understand why their program didn't work on Jamila. Get it, Bubby? Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. They don't understand why their program didn't work on Jamila's family. They somehow separated me from my daughters. That happened. But as far as them, the whole time they were really, you know, they and it's happening to a lot of people's family, and some people succumb to that shit. Is it demonic, or is it a mind control device that they are using? I'll never know. That shit ain't gonna never affect me. They really thought that it would affect me, you know, especially when they say things to you, oh, you got them kids and you're a single mother and nobody likes you and everybody hates you and you have no friends. See, a weak bitch is gonna listen to that and instantly probably take it out on her kids and get angry at her kids. A weak bitch. Or either somebody that just don't have much of a moral compass. Okay? But their little operation don't always work on everybody, and so they're angry about that. They don't get it. They don't get it. They've destroyed several people's lives in their lifetime by doing some of the things that they've done to me, and they showed you publicly. So I've actually seen a lot of people attack certain children. Yeah, my children are under attack. Why? Because these men think that they are disposable children because they are bastards. Notice how they call my children bastards? And you know I don't believe in calling a child a bastard, but Christians still do it. So Christians feel that little bastard children, your little bastard children, are disposable. Just to be used for like a pawn in their little game. Sad, but it's the truth. And are you going to be dumb enough to fall for it? But I believe that man was sick. He was probably pedophilic. Okay? He's probably a pedophile. Doing some weird shit to that little girl. And you know, once they start doing weird shit to you, they feel like, oh my God, I'm so crazy and I ruined her, so now I must murder. So, yeah, it's a lot of sick people in this world. I'll see y'all later. My phone needs to charge up. I'm not going to do any more readings until my new decks get here. So, I've got 2 new decks coming. And, yeah. So, if y'all want to know what's going on, if you keep flipping and tripping and tripping and flipping and dipping, you just want any fucking excuse to bring up my name. Me and my children are not dealing with public school at all. So quit talking about it. I could tell y'all was talking about it this morning. I am going to light a black candle to send all of that negative energy back to you and make sure that you get sick. Stop discussing us. Do you understand me? Quit bringing it up. It's none of your fucking business. I can tell, I woke up this morning, I could tell that somebody had been talking about me. I told y'all to stop doing that. I'm going to have to show you. Now I'm going to have to show you. You done wasted up all your energy. I feel fine today, and I don't give a fuck about what you give a fuck about. Okay, understand that. I'm getting ready to go up here to Checkers and get me something to eat, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Namaste.